For months, I've been going back and forth about starting a brand new Etsy shop, selling a type of digital product that I've seen all over YouTube, which is printable art. And today I'm finally doing it. So I'm actually challenging myself to make $5,000 within my first 90 days of launching my shop. But if I'm being honest, I'm actually really skeptical about this niche. As a successful Etsy digital product seller of over 2 years, if I've learned anything about growing an Etsy shop from scratch, it's that the most important thing that a new seller can do to make their shop profitable is to offer products that solve problems for their customers. But printable art doesn't always necessarily solve a problem. And because it's so easy nowadays to make prints using Canva and AI, there's a huge amount of sellers flooding the market with low quality, lazy designs. And because I've never actually tried selling products in this niche, I can't tell if this niche is genuinely oversaturated or if it's just oversaturated with low quality products that buyers don't actually want. But despite my skepticism, I just cannot get this idea out of my head. So today I'm just gonna go for it, give it my best shot and see what happens. And I'm gonna bring you along with me every step of the way. That way you can see exactly what I do as an experienced digital product seller to maximize my new shop's chances of success. And after we actually get everything up and running, of course, I'm also gonna share my results with you. That way you can compare my shop's results to that of other YouTubers and get an idea of what you can realistically expect to earn if you're interested in launching an Etsy shop in this niche. So first things first, let's start by doing some research. So before I go in blind and waste my time creating a product that's not actually gonna sell, I wanna do some research to make sure that I know exactly what customers on Etsy are actually buying nowadays. So as you can see right now, I've got Profit Tree's product finder pulled up, and this is just a tool that I use to do behind the scenes research whenever I've got a new digital product idea. So right here in the search bar, before I even type in my search, I want to make sure that I select the Hot on Etsy button, and that's just going to show me some products that are trending on Etsy right now and getting a lot of sales, because I want to focus my attention as a new seller on creating printable wall art that people are actually buying. So now that I've got the Hot on Etsy button selected, I'm going to type in the search bar, printable wall art. Okay, so as you can see, there's a bunch of results here and there's specific product listings that are listed so we can actually view them on Etsy. But I wanna make sure that I'm viewing products that are both in demand and that lots of people are buying, but also products that are in formats that would be realistic for me to create as a brand new seller in this niche. So what I mean by that is you can see right here, product number 2 that's listed, I don't even have to click on it to know that it is an entire store sale. And chances are that this has thousands of products included. So if we click the view on Etsy button, it'll show us this listing directly on Etsy. And this has over 80,000 different printable designs included in this one download. And of course, it's completely unrealistic for me as a brand new seller to create 80,000 designs and bundle them all together for my very first product. This is something that I could potentially recreate years down the line, but even then I would be offering a lot less than 80,000 designs. So let's go back over to Profit Tree and see if there's any examples of printable wall art that aren't giant bundles that would be too hard for me to recreate. Okay, scrolling down here, under this entire store sale, there's another entire shop sale, so we don't want to recreate that. This one says 100 plus vintage Halloween. I'm assuming that has over 100 different products. That's also going to be too difficult for me to recreate as a brand new seller, so we'll skip that one. And I actually want to take a look at this product down here. This one says Fall Gallery Wall Printable Art. It looks like it includes multiple different prints, but just from looking at it within Profit Tree, it looks like it's maybe 6 or 7 prints that are included, and this product is generating $699 a month. Now, of course, that's a lot less than this first product that we looked at, which is generating over $4,000 a month. But when you take into account how long it's going to take to create a bundle like that, this one is going to be a lot more worth it and more realistic for me. So let's view this product on Etsy. All right, so now we've got this product pulled up on Etsy, and as you can see, it does include 6 different designs and they're all fall themed. Now, at the time I'm filming this video, we're kind of leaving fall season and entering winter. So it definitely makes sense that the seller has this product on sale, because even though it's been selling well for the past few months, this is definitely a seasonal product, which means it's gonna sell really well at certain times of the year, but other times of the year, like in the summer and spring, it might not generate so many sales. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a bad product to sell by any means, but it is something to keep in mind when you're building your shop. I personally like to have a good mix of products that are evergreen and products that are seasonal. Evergreen products are products that can sell year round, and seasonal products are products that gain popularity during certain seasons or time of year. So just from looking at this listing cover, there are 6 designs here, and some of the designs seem more realistic for me to recreate as a new seller, and some of them seem a little bit more difficult. So this design here on the bottom right, for example, it looks like an oil painting. I highly doubt that this seller painted this themselves. This is probably an AI generated image. I don't want to utilize AI in my design process. I don't know if I'm going to change my mind about that later, but for right now, I'm starting with the goal of not wanting to utilize AI. So this oil painting landscape is completely out of the question. But something like this piece that's here in the middle on the bottom of the gallery wall, where it just has a simple leaf and 2 words. This one says Autumn Market. This type of design could potentially be really easy to recreate in Canva. And as you can see here at the bottom right, it does say digital download, which means that this buyer isn't shipping anything out to these customers. They're just receiving a digital file and then they're responsible for printing out this art themselves. I also think this little ghost with the wallpaper background would be pretty easy for me to recreate in Canva. And these top 2 designs would be realistic to recreate in Canva as well, but we would only be able to utilize free Canva elements, because when you're utilizing pro Canva elements, you want to make sure that if you're selling it as art or even as like print on demand products, that you're not just using that individual element itself, but you're substantially transforming that element or integrating that element into a part of a larger design. And of course, when I say recreate this in Canva, I don't mean that I want to recreate this exact product. So I could potentially do like a fall gallery art wall, but I don't want to recreate this seller's exact design, not only because that's kind of lazy and it kind of feels like cheating, but also because this seller is already successfully selling these products. And so if I recreate the exact same design and then like list it for a couple cents cheaper, it's gonna start something called the race to the bottom, which I talk about in another one of my videos. It's called how to get your first 100 sales on Etsy in 30 days. My goal with my printable art shop is not to come in and sell the cheapest designs necessarily, but to offer curated designs that help my buyers accomplish a very specific aesthetic that they're going for, and to price my items similarly to other products within my niche. I just wanted to give that little disclaimer for anyone who might be following along and taking notes or planning your own digital art shop. These are all just things that I'm keeping in mind as an experienced seller, and you might also want to keep in mind when you're planning your shop. So we've got one example of a successful product structure that I can emulate. So that is seasonal gallery walls. So based on the time of year that I'm filming this, I might create a Christmas gallery art wall, or something that's like family or romance themed for February, or even some spring and winter themed vintage wall art. I think creating sets of 6 seasonal designs or 6 designs around a certain theme, it seems like it's worked well for this seller. So that's the type of structure that I might want to also use for the products on my own shop. Okay, going back to Profit Tree here, I want to get another example of a seller that's selling well with small gallery walls. And actually right here under the fall gallery wall we looked at, there's a trendy print set of 6. So let's view this on Etsy. This one's actually generating over $2,000 a month in revenue. And this monthly revenue is just for this particular product. It's not for the entire shop. So if this seller has some other products that even sell decently well, then their shop is definitely generating a good amount of money every month. So let's select view on Etsy. Okay, so this product is currently on sale as well, but it's selling for $13.77. And this is another set of 6 designs, all around a certain theme, but this is a more evergreen theme. So these types of prints can sell well year round since they're not based on a certain season or holiday. And it would be really easy to actually duplicate this bundle and sell 7 different versions with a very small amount of effort. Because this bundle is blue themed, it would be pretty easy in Canva to just duplicate, like for example, if we made this lipstick kisses design and duplicated it and just changed the color to red, we could potentially do the same thing for all of the designs here and offer a blue version, a red version, a purple version, a black version, and so on. And that would be a pretty easy way for us to build up our product inventory very quickly and also use it as a sort of experiment to see what sorts of colors or aesthetics our customers are most interested in purchasing. Again, when we're doing our research, it's very important to pay attention to whether or not the products that we're looking at are in fact digital downloads, because your pricing strategy is going to be a lot different if you want to sell printable wall art versus if you're selling the prints already made. So the fact that the seller is able to sell this digital download for $13.77, and again, this is on sale, is really impressive, especially considering our last seller had their product priced again at $3. So I actually want to check out this seller's shop and see if they utilize the strategy that I mentioned earlier by offering the same gallery wall set in different colors. Okay, so down here you can see that this product is the same product that we just looked at, it's just the black version. So I'm getting a lot of inspiration from the seller strategy, and I'm definitely going to keep this strategy in mind of selling the same bundles in different color variations, because in order to reach my goal of bringing in $5,000 within my first 90 days, I'm definitely going to have to focus on not only the quality of my designs, but also the quantity of my designs. And speaking of my $5,000 goal, I actually want to go back over to Profit Tree and take a look at some different shops in this niche. That way I can see exactly what these shops as a whole are bringing in every month, and I can see if my $5,000 goal is even realistic. Okay, so I'm back at Profit Tree, and as you can see, I'm still under the product finder. And when you use a product finder, it's automatically going to show you the products that fall under that keyword term that we typed in. But I actually want to select shops again, so I can see the shops that rank for this keyword and see how much they're earning every month. Okay, so currently we have it filtered by monthly sales. So it's showing us the shops that are generating the highest number of sales each month. This shop is generating $57,990 a month, which is insane. I can't imagine that they're doing that with only digital prints. That's insane to me. So let's view this on Etsy and see if they're selling printable art or if they're selling art that's already printed. Art that they have seems very, very simple. It's all kind of just very niche and very specific like definitions. And that makes sense because these are like really good gifts for people. And Etsy is a really popular place to shop for personalized gifts. But again, I can't imagine that this shop is only 2 years old and they're generating someone's salary in a singular month. So let's click on a product and see. Okay, yeah, so if we select the size here, we can see all these options and none of them are digital. And that makes sense. Yeah, it's hard for me to believe that a shop selling digital art that's this simple would really be able to generate that much monthly revenue. But the shop is doing really well selling this type of art, and it's very simple to make. You literally just type it up, and they might be using like a print on demand fulfillment service to do this. So that's awesome. It's super inspiring for sure. And maybe in the future, I might consider doing some experimentation with print on demand just because of how much they're able to generate every single month from this. So let's go back to Profit Tree and look at some shops that are only selling digital art. Okay, this shop down here is generating $16,300 a month, a little bit over that. So let's view them on Etsy. Okay, so they've been on Etsy for 3 years, and a lot of the products that they have are bigger bundles. So definitely not something that I could start out with. It looks like some of their art designs might be made with AI. I don't know. It's getting hard for me to tell, to be honest. But I wonder if they're making this much money only because they're offering these giant bundles or if they have other bestsellers. So let's click on their winter and Christmas. Okay, yeah, so they have a lot of products that are just individual art prints and some like realistic gallery pieces. I'm not against posting the giant bundles. It's just not something that I'm going to start with. That's something that I might offer once I have like 100 products listed on my shop. Maybe I'll bundle them all together into one big gallery piece and then sell that separately. But I'm not gonna start off by forcing myself to create 1,000 products before I can even post my first product. Okay, and let me just click on one to make sure that it is a digital download. Okay, yeah, as you can see, this is the digital download. This one alone is in 6 carts, and it makes sense that this individual piece is, it says it's on sale for 70% off, but it's probably normally always priced around $2 to $3 if I had to guess. At the time I'm filming this, it is also a big sale time because it's right before Christmas. So it is possible that this is a lower price than they normally offer. Okay, so now that we've seen some examples of best-selling printable art, and we've got an idea of what price range we can expect to price our products, we can pretty much be done with this research phase and we can go into the planning phase. But before I show you my strategy for that, I'm gonna drop a link to Profit Tree, which is the tool that I use to do my research in this video. The link that I'm sharing is actually for their lifetime offer, and that'll allow you to use their product finder tool for a one-time fee rather than having to pay a recurring monthly subscription forever. This is a really great tool, especially if you're just starting your business and you wanna minimize your overhead costs. Okay, so now that we have a feel for what's selling well on Etsy right now, I'm ready to type up a quick outline of my new brand. That way I can make sure that with each product I create, I'm able to stay focused on making something that my specific customers truly value. So let's start off with the name of my shop. So I want to focus on picking a shop name that's SEO friendly. That way, when shoppers are going to Etsy or Google and they're typing in keywords to search for products, my shop will be more likely to pop up on the first page. And real quick, for anyone who doesn't know, SEO just means search engine optimization. And this is just the practice of making sure that you integrate words and phrases within your products and your advertisements online to make them really easy for your customers to find. So since I'll be primarily focused on selling printable art on my shop, I want to make a list of some generic keywords that are related to that niche. So just off the top of my head, I know some words that I might type in if I'm looking for printable wall art are printables, wall art, home decor, and the word trendy. So I'll make sure to integrate at least one of these keywords into my shop's name. So even though I'm sharing what I'm selling and my results, I'm not going to share my actual verbatim new shop's name with you guys because I don't want to skew the results of my experiment either positively or negatively by sending a bunch of traffic to my shop. So I've got a few shop name ideas written down, but before I actually pick a name or start designing the branding for my shop, I need to figure out exactly who I'm designing these products for. That way I can tailor my branding to appeal to my customers. In the world of marketing, this is called picking a target customer. And when I pick my target customer, I like to get really, really specific. So instead of just saying my target customers are women between the ages of 30 and 40, I like to almost build an avatar or a fake person. And this helps me stay on track during my design process and during my research process. And it makes me feel like I'm creating products that really, really help someone specific. So first things first, I'm gonna give my target customer a name. So my target customer is Alexis. Alexis is a 27-year-old woman and she's a preschool teacher. Knowing your customer's exact age and occupation can be really insightful in getting to know them. So make sure you write down those things about your target customer as well. So as a preschool teacher, Alexis makes between $40,000 to $50,000 a year. She's super crafty and loves all things trendy. And the goal that I'm helping Alexis accomplish through my products is to romanticize every season of her life on a budget. Also, because Alexis loves trendy things, but she also has to stick to a strict budget, she gets major decision paralysis when it comes to decorating. So that's something else that I can help her with my shop. So now that I know all these things about my target customer, I know her age, occupation, salary, I know some unique quirks and characteristics about her, and I know exactly what my products are helping her with. I can use that knowledge to help me build my shop strategy. My shop strategy is basically just a list of things that I'm going to do to make sure that my shop feels like it was made just for Alexis. So number one, I want to focus on making curated collections and bundles. This is not only going to help with her decision paralysis because she can look at a product and think, this is a perfect product for my living room during the winter, or this is a perfect product for my classroom during back to school season. But bundles also signal a high value deal. So Alexis will interpret that as being budget friendly. The next thing I want to do is offer seasonal and trendy prints. That way Alexis can keep coming back and she can become a repeat customer and accomplish the goal of romanticizing every season of her life. The last thing I want to do is mix in some kid-friendly print collections. Alexis will be able to utilize these collections to decorate her classroom, and this will also satisfy my desire to create some useful digital products. Okay, so now that I have my target customer defined and my shop strategy chosen, you might be thinking that it's time for me to go ahead and set up my Etsy shop. But before we do that, I actually want to start off by creating our first product. I've talked about this in my other video called How to Get Your First 100 Sales on Etsy, but Etsy actually gives a big visibility boost to new shops in the Etsy algorithm. But that boost only lasts for the first 30 days, starting from the moment that you create your shop, not the moment that you list your first product, but the moment you create your shop. So to give this new shop a maximum chance of succeeding, I want to start off by making a bunch of products up front. That way I can hit the ground running and consistently publish as many listings as possible during my first month in business. So don't worry, I'm going to take you with me behind the scenes and show you exactly how to set up your shop and how to post your first digital products. But first, two things. One, check to make sure that you subscribe to my channel and that you hit the little bell icon to turn on your post notifications. That way you can follow along with my new Etsy shop's journey. I'm going to be posting step-by-step tutorials and also real-time results, and I'm not holding back. I'm going to be showing the ups and the downs and the real revenue so we can figure out together whether or not this digital art niche is all it's cracked up to be. And two, if you want to join me for part 2 of this experiment and create your first printable wall art design with me, you can click the video that pops up at the end of this one. And before you go, comment below and be honest with me. Do you think I'm being too ambitious with my $5,000 goal? Or do you think it's actually possible to make that much with a brand new shop in this niche? All right, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.